Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Moham Karodi Vachalam Pangam Nangeti Kirmitpatham Muhammad Shigram Devatanam Paramandamadam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So, as I mentioned, I am supposed to cover two topics. One is importance of morning program in the temple for those in Krishna consciousness. Second is the glories of Padmini Ekadasi. I have about 15 to 18 minutes, or here and there, a couple of minutes, plus minus. So what I will do is, since I can condense the glories of Padmini Ekadasi depending on the time availability, I'll start with the importance of temple morning program. Okay. So basically, uh, we are focusing on the temple program on the importance of spiritual life. Spiritual life is basically based on the importance of soul, not the dull material body. So human life is meant for self-realization and which requires a fairly regulated and disciplined life, for which one must have a clearly sorted out program. And our founder Acharya, Jivankeshwar Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada has given a very wonderful laid out program for us to practice and help us progress in spiritual life. So we start basically with from a material proverb itself, early to bed, early to rise. So you sleep early and get up early. And personally, on the material background, I can tell you that I have encountered a lot of high-level devotees, high-level personalities who have held positions like directors and managing directors. They also have many times I've seen them telling them that morning is the best time that we discuss corporate strategies and things like that. The point is that morning is very important for everyone. We will understand why. So, Srila Prabhupada's quote is that there is no possibility of spiritual life without one waking up in the morning hours. So, Vedic culture basically emphasizes on waking up early morning. The reason is that early morning is in the mode of goodness, which is necessary for one to be progressing in spiritual activities. In the morning, we will see our body is clean, we take bath and all those things. Our mind is also very fresh, and we feel energetic in the morning. And as the day progresses, we are in the mode of passion, and then finally, by the time the day ends, one may be in the mode of ignorance. So there is nothing better than the morning hours for any type of activity, particularly for spiritual life. So I will touch base on what is the important, what is the sequence we follow. We wake up in the morning, uh, and the moment we wake up, we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We try to recite our Guru's prayers, uh, and then we think of Krishna, and then rise up. We offer obeisances right from the bed itself, and then we start our routine. One must follow a proper regulated system for the whole process, right from waking up in the morning. Many have digestive issues, but then if one sticks to regulated way of eating, sleeping, and etc., then automatically the digestive system also takes place on a regulated manner. So then once we brush clear our system, then we brush our teeth, and then we take bath, and then we put on fresh clothes. The reason we put on fresh clothes is there is a tendency for people to put on the same clothes repeatedly. Particularly, this practice may not be there in India, but in the Western countries and Europe countries, people take bath once in a few days and then they put on the same clothes, particularly those who are going to office. Even in India, here we see that they repeatedly wear the same clothes again and again until it becomes completely dirty and then wash them out. So one should put on fresh clothes every day because your body is fresh, and when you put on fresh clothes, you feel still fresher. Otherwise, there is no point taking bath and putting on old clothes which are muddy and soiled and other things. So one thing based on Shastras is that excepting wool and silk, all others have to be washed after a single use itself. Wool and silk don't have contamination like cotton and other materials, so one can use it multiple times. The morning program is emphasized because it has got a series of things which will go step by step. And if one is staying close to a temple, it is recommended that he attends the morning program in the temple. And then if one is not staying close to the temple, it is then recommended that one practices or establishes similar programs in somebody's house, a senior devotee's house maybe, which is very close by. And gradually the programs keep expanding house to house so that the house itself becomes a temple. So it starts with basically after taking bath, we put on fresh clothes, go to the temple, we attend Mangalarti. This Mangalarti normally takes place 1.5 hours before sunrise. The word Mangalam itself means it is auspiciousness. Now, the times basically keep changing every day or depending on season. Summer, sun might rise early. In winter, the sun might rise late. So the Lord's services cannot depend on the seasons. So generally, the Lord's services are fixed on a timely basis. And it is said that one muhurta, the day is divided into different muhurtas, and Brahma Muhurta, which is the most auspicious, starts 1.5 hours before sunrise. So what happens is that in we get up before Brahma Muhurta and attend the temple Mangalarati, which is normally 1.5 hours, takes place. Sometimes places and timings may vary from place to place. Countries which are mostly uh, predominated by winter may have a Mangalarti at 5, and some places where mostly summer oriented, it may take place at 4:30. So the half an hour here and there might be change from temple to temple. But basically, Mangala means auspiciousness. So by seeing a Mangalarti, we take darshan of the Lord. The first thing in the morning is that after taking bath, we go to the temple and take darshan of the Lord. That means we begin a very auspicious day. That's the auspicious beginning of the day. And during that time, we sing Guru Ashtaka, because by reciting this prayer in the morning, which is given by one of the acharyas, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, one glorifies his spiritual master, and by which one can go back to Krishna. So this is the standard practice. Some places there might be small variation. We not go into detail, but we sing the Samsara Davanara, which is the Guru Ashtaka. So then after Arti is over, we recite the Premadvani, which is normally recited by senior devotees. After that, this is followed by Narsimha song. Some places where they have Narsimha deities, they may practice Narsimha Arti also. Srila Prabhupada introduced this Narsimha Arti basically to give, in the early years, devotees faced a lot of threat in their lives, particularly in some countries. And also there were a lot of threat even to the temples. So Srila Prabhupada introduced the system of reciting Narsimha prayers. And this was later followed by Tulasi Arti. Tulasi is very, very dear to Krishna. So it is said that by observing Tulasi Arti, we get blessings to go to the spiritual world. Then, of course, we also sing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The tunes vary from different times of the day. Normally, it's not a very heavy tune in the morning hours. It's a very silent sound. And then by attending this Mangalarti, what happens is we surcharge ourselves spiritually and we feel quite energetic so as to face whatever challenges we have come across during the day. And thereafter, the Mangalarti program is over. Then there is a break during which we do our chanting. Chanting is the most important part in important activity in our spiritual life. So we try to do that for the few hours or so. And then the Darshanarti or the Shingararti starts with basically we recite two prayers from Brahma Samhita. This again followed by Guru Puja, which is meant to glorify Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya. And we also, by performing the Guru Puja to Srila Prabhupada, we also keep him in the center. And our teachings are based on the foundation, our teachings are based on the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So by observing Guru Puja, we express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. This is then followed by class on Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning, which gives us nourishment. When we read and hear in the association of devotees, we understand spiritual topics in a much better and deeper way. So the most important activity one's life is hearing, and uh, uh, even our chanting has to start with hearing, because we always emphasize that what we chant we should hear also. So there is a program for classes every day in the morning, and we hear Shrimad Bhagavatam more about regarding philosophy and other aspects also. So this way, Srila Prabhupada established a spiritual program, which was a very, very balanced and regulated one, right, starting from the day at 4:30 a.m. up to 9 a.m. so forth. So anyone who follows this, it is said, will become very, very strong and perfect in his spiritual life. Uh, some important points are uh, this is given by Chanakya Pandita. By rising in Brahma Muhurta, we become very, and taking bath, we become very fresh and energetic. Uh, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that he starts asking the devotees to focus their mind on Krishna. Then, if not, then at least focus on intelligence. And still, that is not possible. Then Krishna says that you follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. So the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga is not the four regulative principles that we talk about. The regulative principles are rising early, taking bath, go to the temple, chant once rounds, which will help one rise in the path of Bhakti Yoga. So it is said that Srila Rupa Goswami also mentioned Nectar of Devotion 64 principles of Bhakti, of which 42 are based on morning program, of which five are most important. There are chanting, hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, association of devotees, staying in a holy place, and deity worship. So if one follows the above five, one can rise gradually from sadhana bhakti to prema bhakti. It's a process. Srila Prabhupada also quotes that hearing Mahamantra in the morning also gives improvement in one's physical health also. And all great kings of the yesteryears like Maharaja Yudhishthira, Prithu Maharaj, and Srimad, their examples are stated in Bhagavatam. Of course, Prithu Maharaj, in his case, they used to wake up in the morning with, is also mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam, with Arati, with the songs glorifying the Lord. And while going to bed also, they go to bed by hearing the glories of the Lord. A good sadhana is required, and then one has to, which will lead one to a good seva also. Srila Prabhupada also quoted sometimes that even birds and animals wake up in the morning hours, so why not human beings? And Srila Prabhupada was very, very strong on devotees waking up in the morning. Um, so with this, I conclude this topic. I'll go on to the next topic, that is glories of Padmini Ekadasi. So, given the limited time, I'll take the normal descriptions which come in every Ekadasi. I'm skipping that because you might have heard more or less. I'm going into the pastime of this Ekadasi. So, one time, uh, Maharaja Yudhishthira asked Lord Krishna about the glories of Padmini Ekadasi, which Lord Krishna is narrating this importance. Uh, So Lord Krishna said one should begin to observe the vow on the day of Dasami and then fast and then go to Ekadasi fasting and skip. One should rise early in the morning, brush teeth and bathe, and not going into the detail of that also because you know all these things. Uh, so the pastime goes like this. There was a great personality. Uh, One time, this pastime is narrated by Pulaste Mani to Narad Muni. So the pastime goes like this. There was a great personality called Kartavirjuna, who was a great warrior, and he defeated Ravana and put him in prison house. So when Pulaste Muni saw Ravana in this condition, he went to Kartavirjuna and requested him to release Ravana. So requested by the great sage, the king finally agreed to release Ravana. So upon hearing this, Narad Muni asked Pulaste Muni, Ravana was also very, very powerful. He was so powerful that he defeated all the demigods, including Indra. How could Kartavirjuna defeat Ravana? Please explain this. So Pulaste Muni is explaining, oh Narada, in Treta Yuga, there was a great king called Kritavirya who took birth in the dynasty of Haihaya. So his capital was Mahishmatapuri. King Kartavirya had 1,000 wives, but he did not have a single son with so many wives. So the king worshipped all the forefathers and other saintly persons, but still he was not blessed with a son. So he decided to go on austerities. So the king entrusted his responsibility to the prime minister and set out to undergo austerities by wearing a dress of bark. So when he was about to leave, one of his 9 wives, who was named as Padmini, she was a daughter of King Harishchandra, who appeared in the royal family of King Ikshvaku. So wife also joined her husband to the forest to perform austerities. And she gave up, before leaving, she gave up all her ornaments and etc. And she accompanied, they both of them went to the Mandara mountains. So there King Kritavirya and his wife performed austerities for 10,000 years. Upon seeing that her husband's body was becoming very, very weak, his chaste wife thought of a solution. So Padmini once asked the great wife Anusuya, chaste wife Anusuya. She was a wife of Atri Rishi. You might have heard this also. She said, "Oh, chaste lady, my husband has spent 10,000 years in performing austerities, yet he has not been able to please Keshava. So please tell me a vow by which the Supreme Lord will be pleased and I can be blessed with a son." So being pleased by Queen Padmini, Anusuya said, after every 32 months, an extra leap year comes, leap year month comes. And the 2 Ekadasis of this month are known as Padmini and Parama. If you observe this Ekadasi, then soon the Supreme Lord will be pleased and you'll get the desired result. So then Lord Krishna continues say the narration saying that according to instruction of Anusuya, Padmini duly observed this Ekadasi. Then Lord Krishna, being pleased, came on the Garuda and he came before Padmini and asked her to take benediction. The queen then offered her obeisances to the Lord and offered prayer. Then she requested the Lord to bless them with a son. The Lord blessed them, saying, "O gentle lady, I am very pleased with you. There is no month which is as dear to me as in the month of Adhik Masa or the leap year month." We have this Adhik Masa now going on. So the Ekadasi of this month is very dear to me. You have properly observed this Ekadasi, therefore I'll fulfill the desire of your husband to have a son. So after speaking like this to Padmini, the Lord came before the king himself, Katavirya. The Lord said, "You have please asked me for any benediction. You have please been pleased by your wife also, for she has also observed this great Ekadasi." So on hearing the words of Lord Vishnu, the king became very happy and he asked the Lord to bless him with a son who can be very, very powerful and victorious. The Lord replied, he said, oh, sorry, the Lord granted the king his desired boon and disappeared. Being fully satisfied, the king and his wife regained their health and returned to their kingdom. So in course of time, the queen Padmini gave birth to a powerful son who came to be known as Kartavirjuna. And this is how he became very powerful. It is said that there was no warrior in the 3 worlds as great as him. He was so powerful that he could defeat even the 10-headed Ravana. After narrating the story, the great Pulastya Muni left. Lord Krishna concluded, "I have described the glories of Ekadasi which occur during the waxing moon of the extra leap year month. O best of kings, anyone who observes this Ekadasi will certainly go to the abode of Lord Hari. So, according to the statement, Sri Krishna, Maharaja Yudhishthira and his entire family observed this Ekadasi. So, a person who faithfully observes this Ekadasi becomes very glorious. And one who hears or reads the glories of this Ekadasi also obtains a great amount of piety. So, with this, I conclude because I believe you have other programs to go on. And if you have got any questions, I can answer one question. Premamai Mataji, if there's no questions or comments, can I take the class as closed because I was told that you're going to coordinate?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can start the other program.
Okay. So thank you all very much. Ekadasi Mahamotsav ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Dandavat
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare Krishna.
much.
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Thank-
Pranam,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna,
Thank you very much,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all
Thank
very
you,
much. Thank you all.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.